Well, good evening. My, don't you look distinguished this evening? That texture in your beard. Oh, that coloring. I bet you get lots of compliments about that gray beard, don't you? I do as well. I've got this white stripe down it if you've never seen it before. Tonight we're going to be talking about a special beard oil from the damn Yankee Beer Company that's made for all those distinguished gentlemen, all those white stripes, gray beards. And we're going to tell you about it right now. It's called Sterling. And welcome. We got the gosh darn Yankee in here. Just at the last second, we got him in here.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, hear you good.
Okay. No, I literally just walked in the door. I was not sure I was going to be on time from work. So I literally walked in the door and came straight to the office. So I'm ignoring my family for your benefit.
Well, for your benefit too, Belle. We're glad to have you on. And I see that you've got the right color light in the background.
I do. I'm picking up some tips here from some of my esteemed colleagues here.
I bet I've sold about 5 of these things from other content creators. Like, what's that light you got? So I give them a link and make some Amazon money that way.
Yeah, no, mine is not nearly that cool. Mine is an old part of an old lighting rig from a band I was in. So yeah, it's like part of an old light rig from the 80s. But
well, let's welcome folks in here, and then we'll get started and with our big launch here. So let's see who we've got. We saw some early folks in here. E-Rock had to go step out. He's going to be back. Who was first? Bearded Vato was first. Saw Andrew Carlisle, James Bearded Middle Chef. Saw Tyson Faithfully Bearded. We got JoJo. We got Bearded Billy in here. He said he'd been waiting on this one. Got some stuff for you guys. Got Ryan C. Ryan C is going to love this oil, I know. We got that beard guy, Kansas City. David, glad to have you there. I think I have made it. Oh, yeah, you got the Blue Wrench now. Got some Blue Wrench folks on patrol tonight. Got Just Randy. Good to have you, Just Randy. Bearded Tap Matt. Yo. Who else we got here?
Matt is from DFW right here where I'm at.
Oh, cool. Got American Goatee. Nice. And then Bearded Wolf, Billy Rogers. Beard Times with Scott. Good to see you, my man.
The usual.
Got all the wrenches, Blue Wrenches unite. So yeah, I thought I would look distinguished because we've got a distinguished kind of oil here from
I
Pete.
Appreciate that. I can't tell if Andy's wearing a tie or not. His beard is so long that it's
so long it doesn't matter. And I figure I got to start wearing a tie anyway in a couple of weeks when I go back to work. We've got the schedule. I'm going back in 2 weeks. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, honestly,
this is as good as I get, Pete. This is as good as I get. So
yeah.
So we've got Sterling, guys. Sterling is an exclusive oil for Damn Yankee. And Pete, you knocked it out of the ballpark with the packaging. I don't know if you've seen what's on the inside of this little cardboard tube, guys. Well, we're going to see if we can't pull this thing out for you. So there it is. We got the silver top on this thing, black bottle, silver writing on it. It's called Sterling Silver, if you will. And Pete, tell us a little bit about it.
So this is the first one that Mrs. Yankee named. We were trying to think of a way to say you're old and gray without saying you're old and gray. So she fortunately has a much larger vocabulary than I do. So it was Sterling. But it was an idea that I've had for a while. But I saw back in the summer, Dave, that beer guy, Casey, Dave.
Yeah, I put a comment up there for you.
What's that?
So I put a comment up there for you. I don't know. You may not be able to see him, but he just says such an amazing presentation. Great name as well.
Oh, so. There you go. Well, no, it was actually Dave's series on YouTube back in the summer that kind of revived this idea for me. So he did, I think it was called Gray Matter or Gray Matters back in the summer. And it was all about just a series of videos about gray beards and that kind of thing. And You know, it occurred to me that there are some differences there, like structural, physical differences, you know, in the hairs themselves. And I didn't see a lot out there. Of course, I didn't look that hard, but I didn't see a lot out there that was really geared toward, you know, gray beards specifically. So I just kind of started kicking that idea around, and I talked to Dave about it. Um, yeah, that was a great series. You know, I kicked the idea to Dave, I think probably back in like October or maybe November. And we weren't sure, you know, kind of what that looked like. I mean, the regular damn Yankee blend works pretty well. I mean, you can see I'm fairly gray. Let's say roughly about Andy's kind of gray, maybe a
You're
little bit
fairly
more.
distinguished. We'll call you fairly distinguished.
um, and you know, so the regular blend works pretty well. I mean, it's you know, I like the way it worked, but you know, there's always room. I think there's always room for an improvement. And so we started kicking some ideas around, and I knew that I wanted to keep argan oil. I mean, argan is kind of the gold standard, I think, of not just for beards, but just kind of for hair in general. And then, you know, broccoli seed oil is one that we've been using for a while now, probably coming up on a year. And broccoli seed oil has a really interesting property. Some compound in it, and I don't know, it probably has a long, unpronounceable name, but some compound in it has a coating effect on the actual hair shaft, not unlike, you know, a silicone would, but this is completely natural. And then of course, Dave turned me on to kukui nut oil, and I'd never heard of it, no idea. And I was like, okay, I mean, Dave's a guy that I trust, and a guy that, you know, knows a lot about beard stuff. So, um, you know, I got a little bottle of it, and just tried it out, and it works great. I was kind of shocked because I'd never used it, never even heard of it, and it works really, really well. And then castor is something I know a lot of people use. I've avoided it just because I don't particularly like the way it works for me. It feels a little sticky, just for my taste. But I did throw a little splash of castor in there, just kind of to give it a little bit of body, if you will. So and that's the suggestion of Tyson, Faithfully Bearded. He suggested some castor, and I know a lot of other companies use it as well. But it's a first for us, and I was really lucky. I mean, just my first attempt at it. It wasn't anything scientific. I just kind of mixed them all together and eyeballed it, and came out with something that, when I tried it in my beard, I was shocked at how well it worked. And it's the same blend today that it was the first day that I made it. I got really lucky my first time out that, you know, that uh, we ran into something that worked like that. But I've been really, really happy with it ever since.
That's awesome. And we're going to tell us, and I'm going to get Andy to chime in here in just a second. Let me go ahead and show you guys that it is live on the website, and show you how you can save a little bit of money as well. So let me show you what we got here. So Damn Yankee's website, you got the sterling with all of those nice ingredients, the kukui nut oil, which is a little bit unique, but it's only $17.99. Pete is always coming very, very competitive with his prices. In fact, I think they're too low, in my opinion, just for what you get, the
Yeah.
packaging, the presentation, the quality of the products, the scents, and we're going to get into a little bit more of that. But it's $17.99, and it's just oil only, right? There's not going to be any butter or anything like that.
Not yet. It's something I've been kicking around in my head for the last few days, because I don't know how well it's going to work with the way that I put butter together.
Okay.
So let's put an asterisk there. It's let's call it pending, because I'm not sure yet if it's going to make a difference or not. But it's something that I'm kind of working on, just on me, to see if it works.
Gotcha. So $17.99 for that oil. Also, some other newly released things. You got some awesome candles. Mine is in the kitchen. I forgot to bring it in, and those candles are in the beard oil scent. So I've got the cedar tobacco vanilla, my favorite one. It's a big, huge ceramic candle. What do you have it at? 60 to 70 hours. I've probably used it 20 myself.
Yeah, I've been burning mine since probably Thanksgiving, and it's about down to the bottom just now, about down to the bottom. So they last a pretty fair amount of time. And I wanted to do, I think, we talked about this before, but I mean, I wanted to do something a little different. I mean, we could have taken a tin, you know, uh, just a little regular old tin and poured some wax in there, and it would have been just fine. But I kind of wanted to do something a little bit more upscale. Something that you wouldn't mind sitting around in your living room and looking at.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great ceramic piece of pottery, basically, that you can have on display. It looks good and it smells great, guys.
Yeah.
So I did a video. I think it was last month. I did a video
Mhm.
on the candle and the organic body bar. I'm now using that in my shower. $5.99. I've got the tea tree one, and it's like I thought it was going to be minty, and it's not. It's tea tree, and I don't know. I get like a little citrus or something off of it, and it works really, really well for me anyway. So that's what I get from it. And then you got your traditional line of scents. Cedar tobacco vanilla is my favorite. That's the pipe tobacco. With that, you got pipe bomb. You got Pawpaw's chair, flat white barbershop, Cavendish, and then you can get unscented. You got some great wash, co-wash options, guys. So check all of that out. Load up your cart, and then you can save 15%, guys, tonight with Banjo 15 for the code, and that is an affiliate code there. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
But Pete was the very first person ever asked me to be an affiliate, and I turned him down to start with because it wasn't on my radar to do.
You wounded my pride. You
I
wounded my
didn't
pride.
mean to. It's just like he caught me off guard. And I'm like, no, I don't want to have anything to do with money with my channel because
Yeah.
that's not who I was at the time. And then I decided to upgrade my presentation and my equipment and some of the stuff I was doing. And now I've changed my tune on that and went back and begged Pete to take me back. Please take me, Pete. And
Well, I
he
mean,
gladly
that's
did
the
that.
thing. I mean, it wasn't like you were, putting a down payment on a Maserati. I mean, you were upgrading your equipment to make videos. So, what better way to support that than, by getting a few bucks off a beard order, and that money goes straight to Brian. So, yeah, I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. That's a
Yeah,
double.
and part of that was me because I know my personality. Like,
Mm.
once you start putting money into it, and then you start to like obsess over it and that kind of thing. Because I went down that rabbit hole the first time I had a YouTube channel with my music channel when I got monetized. So I wanted to make sure to keep a good balance. So I'm trying my best to do that now.
So none of your old subscribers are like, "You changed, man. The money changed."
No,
You sold out. You sold out.
they've changed in the way that they say, "Hey, man, your stuff's looking great. You're sounding great. I mean, what are you doing? What's that light behind you?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel good because that was my goal, is to kind of become in the top tier of presentations in the community when you see my video, because I don't have that much personality, so I got to have a lot of bells and whistles to distract you from that.
No, that's not true.
Anyway, we're here to talk not about me, but we're to talk about this oil blend. And it does have castor in it. And I would say it's just a hair over medium thickness. It's not super thick. It's not syrupy at all. Okay. So you got to get that out of your head. Cool
Yeah.
little dropper top. It's got the little hook on the end of the dropper top. I don't know if you guys can see that. So pretty cool on that.
Yeah, I don't dig castor oil. I really don't. But I wanted to put this in there to give it a little bit of weight, without the stickiness. Maybe I just been buying cheap castor oil because it feels like I'm putting honey in my beard. So I've never used it, but I do like it in this application. And you're right. I mean, there is just a little splash in there. Castor makes up about 10% of this blend, so it's not a lot.
Yeah, it's not super thick. If you're like, I don't want that super thick
Mm,
stuff. That's not what this is. So
yeah.
enough of me talking. I want to let Andy have his say here. So Andy is part of the series we have here on my channel. It's called the Grumpy Bearded Men, where the only thing grumpy about us is our name. We just have good, honest dialogue and conversation, and I've been getting a lot of good feedback from community members and other owners. So I just enjoyed that. We didn't have a video this week, but we are filming a session this coming Sunday. So be looking for that to come very soon in the future. So Andy, I know you're traditionally a butter guy. You're oil and butter, but you're all about feel and beard. And you were telling me a little bit earlier behind the scenes there, you kind of get the same ingredients over and over, and this has got something a little bit unique. So I'd love to hear your take on it.
Well, first off, Pete, thank you. Thank you, number one, for taking into account the Gen X demographic. You know, we're the smallest population group, but we seem to be the ones rocking the most beard these days. And for me, it's been, I said at the very beginning, whenever I started doing my test results, that what I was looking for was something that made my beard as healthy, as good feeling, and vibrant as it could be. And if you notice, I kind of stopped doing videos there for a while. And part of it was COVID. Part of it is what Brian was saying, that just kind of got tired of testing the same thing over and over again. I kind of dabbled in some non-traditional carrier type additives a little bit to see if that would bring the spark back. But to be perfectly honest with you, this is the first time in months that I have gotten the Jones to run a test again. And so I told Pete on Instagram that I know he's got a scent release coming out with the man, the myth, the legend, Beer Times with Scott. So I don't want to do anything to step on that. But as soon as that happens, I'm going to be doing one of my old school 1 week test results, and it'll be on Instagram. And I'm going to test the hell out of this. Now, in all fairness, I got the bottle on Saturday evening. I had it in beard Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and this morning there's another owner that I've been working with him to lend whatever I can to help him develop a scent. So I couldn't put it in today, but those 3 days in a row, I saw really good results, and I wasn't using butter at all. I didn't co-wash. All I used was my beard wash, and then I used this oil and minimal heat. Minimal heat. Whenever I use heat, it's like maybe a minute total, just because it doesn't take that long if you've got your routine down. And I was extremely satisfied. I've spent, like I was telling Brian, as of the start of this live stream right here, this is my 14th or 15th hour this week in a Zoom / live stream kind of setting. And I've gotten compliments every single day. So I'm planning on knocking it out of the park. Now, if you know me, you also know, well, Howdy Rowdy, everybody knows me for that. Everybody knows me for being a really picky bastard when it comes to beard products. There's a lot of really good companies that are kind of missed that I was just like, well, good. It's not great. So I don't want to make a video about something that's good. Really blows their mind. But I'm going to be hitting this one. And if you have never, if you're just curious what kind of idiocy a redneck with too much time on his hands can come up with to do to his beard, stay tuned. Stay tuned. This is, it's got a light cologne scent, but it's not in your face cologne.
No,
If you
my
know,
wife doesn't like the cologne scents, and I don't like the strong ones. And it's not. It's well balanced,
no,
but it does smell like cologne. You know, sometimes you get the ones that say it's a cologne, but it doesn't really smell like a cologne at all. This does smell like more of a traditional cologne. It's just not overpowering one way or the other. It's not
To
too light,
use
too
the
dark.
to use the industry parlance, it's a blue cologne, not blue as in aquatic,
It's not
blue
aquatic.
as in very mainstream. So blue colognes mean two things. It can be either an aquatic or it can be very mainstream. So it doesn't smell like these scents that I'm about to name, but to give you an example of some, say your Polo Red is considered a blue cologne. It's not red in color, it's not red in name, there's no aquatic, but it has a broad appeal. In other words, when you wear it, you're not going to have to worry about somebody being offended by the way it smells. It's it's not very forward. Um, Honestly, if they can smell it and your wife finds out about it, you're probably going to be in trouble. They got to be pretty close to you to smell it. I'm just telling you that now. It does last. It just doesn't project.
I would agree with that. I got some questions here in the chat, Pete. Let me back up a minute and I'll throw them up here. So someone asked about your soap. Is it for your beard or just for your body?
Yeah, that's a great question. It will not hurt your beard, but it's not intended to be a beard wash. So essentially it is palm oil, it's sunflower oil, and there's a couple others that I'm missing, and potash, potassium hydroxide, which purportedly is a little bit less harsh than lye. I think that remains to be seen. But, to make soap, you have to have lye or potash. Otherwise, it's just a thing full of oil. But the short answer is it will not hurt your beard, but I would use a beard wash rather than that.
Cool. Next question from JoJo. And I want to know the answer to this too. I have a feeling the answer is going to be how this thing sells and how the response you get back. But is this blend going to go in the other scents in the line or just a limited blend for this scent? I know you go and tell me what your vision is for that, Pete.
My thinking has evolved on this, as they say now. Originally, my intent was that this was going to be kind of a one-off, right? I mean, that's why the scent is a little bit generic. Well, I don't want to say generic. It's got a kind of a wide appeal. I don't really like cologne scents. I have made no secret of the fact that I don't like cologne scents, and the reason is because, well, just for me personally, I haven't worn cologne for 20 years, just because you work in an office with enough people, and you're going to wind up in HR at some point because somebody's going to gripe about it. But also because they're really hard to describe, right? And so like Andy was talking about Polo Red. If somebody asks you, what does it smell like?
It smells like cologne.
Well, it's yeah, right. And I've seen plenty of beard companies when they come out with a new scent, it's sun-kissed meadows and dewdrops and sunshine and rainbows, and none of that means anything to me. The hallmark for me for a damn Yankee scent is that no matter what is in it, you can smell each thing individually. I've got one coming in a couple weeks that is exactly that way. Anyway, to get back to the question, originally it was just going to be in this cologne scent, but I'm going to offer it this blend in all of our damn Yankee beard scents.
All right, I got to put in an order then. once you get ready for that, so that you can't do that tonight, correct?
No, you can. It's live. There's when you go into the Sterling listing in the website, there is a drop-down menu that has all of our beard scents in there.
Nice. Guys, that's a game changer right there. So I would highly suggest, if you're not into colognes, go into the Sterling link, and let me share that, just because I didn't know that was coming there, Pete. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of this has happened within the last couple of hours.
Well, I'm glad you went that way. I figured you would go that way eventually anyway, but I was a little bit unsure about when that might happen. So if you go into Sterling, and then you can pick the Sterling scent, which is the new scent, the cologne scent, or you can pick any of these other scents with that same new carrier blend. And I'm going to tell you, that's one of the best feeling beers. It's going to make my list for the end of the year, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
All right. It means you don't even need a butter. If you're like, you got to put in oil and then like 2 hours later, you feel like you need to put in a butter. You do not with this oil. At least I didn't. I can put the oil in, just go oil only all day long.
Yeah.
It feels great. So if you're an oil only person, I think this is going to work for you. If you have a dry beard, if you're out in the conditions, if you got a really curly, dense beard, if you have maybe a red beard, I think it's work for anybody. I think everybody should try it. So there you go. That's a huge game changer there, that you can get all of those scents that you want in that new carrier blend.
I've got an unhappy 4-year-old in there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I mean, that's one reason that I wasn't in a big rush to do a butter with this blend, is because I'm still not 100% convinced that it's even really necessary, or that it would be any better, frankly, than your existing butter, right? If you found a butter that you're happy with, I don't know that this would be significantly better than that. But again, who knows, a month or two from now, it may be a different story. But the thing that I noticed, and one of the reasons that I wanted to get this out there so quickly, was because I noticed a huge difference. My beard is normally really dry. Oh, there's Dave right there.
Yeah, he agreed with me about the longevity of it. It
Yeah.
lasts a long time as far as the feel.
Mm.
It feels great and moisturized and conditioned for all day.
And that was the thing. Like when I started using it initially back in the fall, and I woke up the next morning and it was still soft the next morning. That was kind of a no pun intended, but like a wake up call for me. And I was like, okay, look, something's going on here. I've got to get this in the hands of other people to see if we can, if they're getting the same results that I am. So that was one reason I kind of wanted to rush this out there, just because I'm excited for guys to try it, because I think for a lot of people this might be something that will help them in their journey. So that's kind of what I'm going for.
One more question. We're going to do a giveaway, guys.
Oh yeah.
So Stephen says, sure would love the unscented in the new blend. I bet you can make that happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'll add it to the drop down tonight.
Okay.
And in the meantime, you can just for now order it in any of the scents and just make me a note in the order that you would like it unscented.
There you go.
That's not a problem.
Myself.
Yeah,
because I use a lot of unscented, especially at night when I've tested other stuff during the day, kind of thing. So great. And yeah, Pete's good to work with. Send him a message for sure.
That's really, I mean, I to be honest with you, I send stuff out all the time that isn't on the website, and it's just because somebody has said, they'll message me and they'll be, hey, can you do this? Yeah, no problem, and just make me a note in the order. And this is a small operation. I mean, it's I don't have some giant factory here on the north side of Fort Worth, chugging out beard oils by the thousands. I mean, these are
Bearded Billy said he got in his order. Can he get it delivered tomorrow?
Yeah, no problem. I'll hop in the truck right after this live stream. I'm headed your way.
All right, guys, let's do a giveaway. Who's ready? I know you're ready. So we've got 42 people in here. Good
Nice.
to see all you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I think it'll be well worth your time and your money to check out this blend for your beard. And that's the honest truth. So we're going to do a random number generator, 1 through 25. Only enter once and go.
Yeah, I was debating on the price, and I mean the bottom line is, I really want people to try it, and I did not want the price to be an issue for them not trying it. And secondly, I don't want to take people to the cleaners with it either. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a bottle of scented oil. So I mean, let's be honest about the fact that it works great, but I mean, I don't want anybody to be blowing a ton of cash just on a bottle of oil.
Guys, we've got a winner, so you can stop. And I'm going to scroll back here and see who was the first person to get it. And we had two people that were fairly close. But Chris, I'm sorry, the young whippersnapper got it in before you did, and it's lucky number 7 for Beard Code. Devin, congratulations, sir. Congratulations. So it's a good time to talk about this. Somebody asked about scent suggestions, guys. So can you give Mr. Gary there in the comments, if you've tried Damn Yankee, what your favorite is? It kind of depends on what you guys like. So I do like the new scent, which is a cologne scent. Cedar Tobacco Vanilla is my favorite, one of my favorite all-time scents. It's definitely top 2 or 3 favorite all-time, and I've tried over 300 scents, I know. Okay, probably more than that. I probably have that many sitting over here on the shelf. So it is natural smelling cedar and a pipe tobacco that just goes perfectly together. Very natural. Some of your other ones, Pipe Bomb, right, which is chocolate and tobacco. Is that what that is?
Pipe tobacco, chocolate, and black cherry. The cherry is kind of what throws people. There's just a splash of it in there, and it was important to me. I tried a lot of tobacco scents back in 2018 when we launched, and it was important to me that it not be too sweet. So that's it. Sounds with chocolate and cherry, it sounds like it'd be sweet, but it's not.
Okay, Devin said he wanted to pay it forward to Grandpa Chris. So Chris, Chris is yours, man. Thank you there, Devin, for doing that. I think Chris is going to love feeling that in his beard. He says he got a lot of whites in it for sure.
Yeah.
But Devin, I still think you would like this. Okay, I still think you should try it out.
Our biggest sellers overall, number 1 slot probably is a tie between Cedar Tobacco Vanilla and Pipe Bomb. Papa's Cherry is in the top 3. Cavendish a little bit. Cavendish is pipe tobacco, and I say dried fruits, but it's really prune, if I'm being honest about it. I don't
let the cat out of the bag. See, I felt good because I knew that secret, Pete. I've kept that secret for a year, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's hard to sell people pipe tobacco prune scented oil. So I say dried fruits.
But what that does to it is it gives it, the more of the natural tobacco leaf, kind of vibe to it. So you get the, you get the pipe tobacco kind of pipe scent, and then you get mixed with that the dried fruit, which it really does complement each other. So Andy, you might like that one as a pipe smoker. I'm not sure.
It's well, so here's where it gets complicated for me. So I don't smoke pipes anyway. And so it's hard for me to know with Cavendish, and then we released it, I don't know, a little over a year ago, and I got some help from one of the members of the community, and it was modeled after a tobacco called Blood Red Moon.
Ooh.
And it was Jay Furman that sent me a sample of Blood Red Moon. And what you got there? Oh, nice. So Jay Furman sent me a sample of the actual Blood Red Moon tobacco. The whole thing looked kind of sketchy in my mailbox because he sent it in like a Ziploc bag, and I'm surprised I'm still not in federal prison over that. But I smelled it, and I'm like, it smells like raisins to me. And I'm like, okay, that's really bizarre. So I got online. I'm like, okay, I got to find some raisin fragrance oil, and it's just not. That's not a thing. If you want raisin bread or cinnamon rolls or raisin like sweet, that's all day. But I found a prune fragrance that is used in the perfumery industry, and so yeah, cat's out of the bag. It's pipe tobacco and prune. There you go.
And Gary had a comment. Sounds like tobacco is the thing. Pete keeps trying to break away from that, but to me, Pete is the master of 2 things. He's the master of cedar, because I love the cedar that he uses, and he's a master of tobacco. I've tried tobacco this and tobacco that he's made. He made one tobacco and pumpkin, and it was a great scent. I think it was Bountiful. That was a really good fall scent. So he keeps trying to break away, and I keep trying to keep him making tobacco scents.
Yeah, I'm glad to be the king of something. I'd much rather be, the king of tobacco scents than the king of oils that smell horrendous. But yeah, no,
I
it's just
stopped already
it's
taking.
funny because I don't smoke at all. I don't smoke at all, so I don't know.
So somebody just ordered the barbershop, and I did want to tell you about the barbershop scent because it's not your run-of-the-mill barbershop. This one smells like shaving cream. Like they're getting ready to shave the back of your neck. It smells a little bit more like shaving cream than there's no talcum powder in it or anything like that. So it was very unique the first time I smelled it, and I really enjoyed the
Oh,
barbershop,
good.
different spin on it.
Yeah, so with Sterling, I wanted to price it in such a way that price wasn't a factor, and da, da, da. um,
How about this one? Is just doing samples? I know you usually are you have a lot of sample choices.
I haven't set it up yet, but yeah, I tell you what, give me until tomorrow, and I can put 2 dram samples of it up on the samples page, and the reason is because and this goes back to why I don't do a lot of cologne scents. It's because they're really hard to describe. Like, so if I say it's got notes of black pepper and bergamot, that's one thing, but then you smell it and I don't know that I get all that. But so yeah, give me until maybe early afternoon tomorrow, and I'll get it down as a 2 dram sample.
There's Carrie. Carrie's giving you a little congrats.
Carrie is coming off of probably one of the most amazing opening years that's humanly possible.
Yeah, there were a few companies that really came out guns blazing and kind of it's like they were ready out of the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, you did a great job. I need to get Carrie.
We've got a new set coming in a couple of weeks that I kind of teased a little bit earlier this week that we're going to call Presidio.
Oh,
And
that's a cool name.
It's I wanted to do something, I don't know, I'm going to air quote here. I wanted to do something Texas-y, right?
Okay. I thought you did that with the Port Isabel. Was that not Texas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
Okay.
Port Isabel is an actual place. It's down if you're familiar with the Gulf Coast of Texas, it's Port Isabel is right across from South Padre Island. And there's an old lighthouse there, a century-old lighthouse there. And so, yeah, the lighthouse on Port Isabel is an actual, as one just something I pulled illegally off the internet. It's an actual lighthouse. But so Presidio is cedar, black pepper, vanilla, and sage. And I hope people like it. I'm kind of obsessed with it at the moment. I don't know. Maybe there's something like it out there. I don't know, but I'm digging it, and hopefully people will like it. So it's evolving. As much as I say I don't want to do any more tobacco scents, there's another one of those coming as well.
Yes.
And so we'll see. We've got lots of interesting things happening.
Someone asked, is the pumpkin still available? I know it's not on the website. That was over a year ago, like a year and a half ago when you did that. I don't know if you've got any reserves on that.
Yeah, I can still make it. If you DM me on Instagram, I'll have to work it out because I don't know that I have any labels left. That was from 2019. I don't know that I have any labels left for it, but I'll figure something out. Yeah, just DM me on Instagram and we can make it happen.
When you're talking to a one-man show there, he's got the control, so it doesn't hurt to ask.
I think I finally learned my lesson on pumpkin this past fall because I released a pumpkin spice latte scent that like 2 or 3 guys really liked it, and the rest of the world, it was pretty universally scorned, that scent. But I don't know. I like it, but yeah, no, that was that's not going to be one that I'm going to repeat anytime soon.
I mean, I liked it, but I got tired. I was doing the fall extravaganza, and I got pumpkin everything. It gets a little bit old.
Well,
Is there any
the
nutmeg
funny
in it?
thing
I don't
is,
think there's any nutmeg in that in the Bountiful, was there?
yes.
Oh, there
So
was.
it is cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cardamom. There's like 2 or 3 other things I forget. It's an essential oil blend.
Is that the pumpkin spice latte or the Bountiful? I'm not sure which one he was asking.
So fun fact, they both use the same blend of essential oils.
Wow, I never would have guessed it smelling them.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I mean, one of the things that really fascinates me about doing this is that you're capable of tricking the brain in so many ways. And there's no pumpkin in pumpkin spice. It's just a spice mixture that McCormick came out with in the 20s. But people associate it with pumpkin. And I mean, the truth of the matter is you can do a lot of stuff with it. I mean, cinnamon, ginger, and all those things, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Bountiful and PSL had the same. The only difference between those two was that Bountiful had pipe tobacco and PSL was coffee. That's basically the only difference.
Gotcha. I never would have guessed it smelling it, though. That's crazy. Andy, are any of these scents poking out at you? Because I know you haven't tried a lot of the different damn Yankee scents.
Well, whenever he and I were talking and I was looking through the website, flat white kind of stood out to me. The coffee, orange, and there was something else I can't remember.
It's kind of a steamed vanilla, for lack of a better.
Yeah, it's like a steamed. It smells like a steamed milk latte kind of thing.
Well, I mean, if you've seen me and Scott, me and Brian together, you know that this is usually full of coffee. So anything coffee scent is going to hit with me. Pete and I talked a lot about the tobaccos, but now that he's dropped the BRM, the Blood Red Moon, that is one of the most. It's not in that ultra nobody ever has it kind of category, but it's in that it sells out as soon as they release it kind of category. And it's one I have been chasing for like 6 months. So it would be funny if I'm able to actually experience it in beard before I can experience it in pipe.
Yeah. I'll put a disclaimer on it. It's as close as I can get it in a beard product, right? I mean, it's not going to smell exactly like it, but it's pretty darn close, I think.
Well, with pipe tobacco though, there's a difference between smelling it in the tin and actually smelling it in the tin and then smoking it. So, and then even how you smoke the pipe will dictate how the flavors come across too. So that's one of the things pipe, and I think Brian and I were talking about this earlier. Pipe tobacco is such a generic term for me. That's literally like saying that something is a cologne. That tells me nothing.
Yeah,
because I can name 8 or 9 different types of cologne without getting into brands just like that. So, but the Presidio, I'm definitely interested in that one. Sage is not something that I recall having experienced in a beard oil that I'm aware of. Now, throwing that disclaimer in there because somebody out there somewhere is going to say, "Aha, that was in mine, and you just didn't know it." Well, you didn't tell me. What do you want?
The hallmark for me in making a new scent, and this is again back to why I don't really do cologne scents. First of all, because I don't wear cologne, but secondly, because there's a ton of companies out there, really successful companies, that do cologne scents. So, I mean, it's kind of like, why I don't sing any Beatles songs live. It's like, okay, am I going to do it better than Paul McCartney? No. So, I'm not going to do a cologne scent better than Cedric. I'm not going to do a cologne scent better than, than those guys.
Pete, you got it all wrong, man. It's not whether you can sing it as well as Lennon or McCartney. It's can you sing it better than Ringo? See, so that, I mean, you're at least
just lowered the bar a whole lot there, Andy. You just lowered the bar.
Well, I mean, come on. You don't have to beat all 4 of them. I mean, hell, 3 of them are dead. I mean, the only one that's alive, you cannot do him.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks,
I'll be
Scott.
talking with you.
So the hallmark. the hallmark for me coming up with a new scent has always been that you can pick out each element individually, right? Because if not, what's the point of it even being in there, right? So that's why I don't really like those. What is the scent? Well, it's morning dew and it's fresh sunshine and it's ocean air and it's that's a bunch of BS. I like to smell things individually and together. And so when Presidio comes out in a couple of weeks, that's exactly what it is. You can individually smell cedar, black pepper, sage, and vanilla, and then you can smell them as a whole as well. And there's probably some science behind it, but that's above my pay grade. So it's some oil I made, smells real good. That's all I'll tell you.
That's all I need to know myself.
Well,
Put it
that
on your
is the
face
one.
and
That
make
is
your
the one
face
that you
smell
would.
real good.
Make your face smell real good. I can't do that with a suit on, guys. That just
Now
doesn't
that is
feel
the one
right.
you're going to be releasing with Scott, right? The Presidio.
Yeah, he's supposed to get it tomorrow if UPS is to be believed. I really try to avoid, no offense to any postal workers, because I know it's not your fault, but I try to avoid using the postal service if I can anymore, just until they get all that straightened out. And again, I know it's not the postal workers' fault. I know there's other things at work there, but yeah, he's supposed to get it tomorrow, and I've got some other stuff coming his way that's going to be whoops.
Pete, your presentation always looks great. Guys, if you're not following Damn Yankee on Instagram, make sure you do that, Damn Yankee Beer Company. I do want to talk a little bit about your goals for 2021 there as far as the going a little bit greener, right? So I've noticed some of these, is it aluminum bottles? Man, those look great.
It is aluminum. It's one of those things, and I'm not a particularly religious person, but for those of you that are, and here in the South, we say that you get something on your heart, right? Mm-hmm. or the spirit moved you, and toward the end of last year, I noticed that I was buying a lot of plastic, right? For butters, for washes and co-washes, buying a lot of plastic, and I'm even tiny compared to some of these bigger companies, right? And, like Live Bearded and Beard Brand and Fable and all those guys that are probably just buying thousands and thousands of plastic bottles. And it just occurred to me that I don't know that I wanted to contribute anymore to that waste stream, if that makes sense, if possible. So I put some plans in place at the end of the year. The bottles are going to be going first. I'm almost out of plastic bottles, but we're transitioning to those aluminum bottles there. And the beard washes will not have any kind of pump top on them, because those just pour straight out and you're fine. Co-wash is going to have a plastic pump top, which I know kind of defeats the purpose, but it was kind of unavoidable. If you guys have used our co-wash before, it's pretty thick, and so getting it out of that bottle would be kind of a pain in the butt. So I went ahead and we're going to do a pumper on it, which we've never done. And I realize it's made of plastic, so that kind of defeats the purpose, but I still feel good about using less of that.
Then you've eliminated a lot of packing peanuts too.
Yeah. And well, you can see in that box there, and I still feel kind of bad when I see somebody unbox this now, and there's just cedar shavings go everywhere, but I guess that's preferable to, sweep those up. But yes, I don't know. It just got on my mind at the end of last year that I want to take a look at everything that we do and try to eliminate as much plastic as we can from what we do. And it's still a work in progress, but we're getting there.
And just a reminder, guys, you can use code BANJO15 when you order, and that code is going on for forever as far as I'm concerned. So it's not a tonight only code. So anytime you order from Damn Yankee, you can use that. And we're going to do one more giveaway, guys. So I think, is that right, Pete? We're going to do one more oil?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do one more oil. What do we have in here? 39 people. Let's do a random number between 1 and 20. You can go ahead and go. Please just enter once, guys. we'll see what we can do here about trying to give away Pete's stuff.
So I spent most of January working on new stuff because it's kind of slow during that. Everybody's kind of still broke from Christmas. I know I am, and so I've been working on new stuff for most of January. And yeah, I was not going to do another pipe tobacco scent for a while, but I came across something that I thought was good enough to get out there. So look for probably about a month or so.
I'll be looking. I'm
We'll
gonna
get
see
that
what I
one out
can do to
there.
help with that, because you know how much I love anything that you do, especially if it's got tobacco or cedar in it. And guys, we do have a winner.
Yeah.
So I would tell you, I think it was the very first number that came across my screen won. It was the very first one. It was the number 12. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get my face out of the way. There it goes. The number 12. And it was the very first number that popped up. And that was Bearded Billy. I know he's already ordered, so you can get another oil thrown in there.
Yeah.
Billy. And thank you for that. Billy's been a good follower here for the past few months. I know. I think he likes my advice. He's been snatching up some of these good deals and good products I've been recommending. So thank you for that, Billy, and congratulations on that.
Well, I mean, there's a reason that your following has grown to what it is. It's because, I mean, you do give good advice. I mean, you're doing the live beard trims there, a few of those, and so I mean, they're good videos, man. I mean, they're sensible, no nonsense advice that I think helps a lot of people. I know I've watched most of them, if not all of them.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So I thought once I hit 1,000, I would just kind of plateau, but I've still been growing kind of steadily. So that was November. Now I'm up to 1,200. So I've grown 20% since.
Oh, nice.
Then.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. I was excited about that. I'm afraid I'm going to have to trim real short, or I think I'm wanting to, because when I have to start wearing a mask when I go back to work in 2 weeks, this mustache is going to have to go, because you wear a mask for more than 30 minutes, it starts to go right in your mouth.
Yeah,
I got some masks that kind of help with that, but still, I think it's just going to be aggravating. I might just go down to a clipper beard, a business beard, and grow it back out over the summer. I don't know.
It's been dark days for bearded people the last year. So I'm a medical courier in my other life,
right?
And so I spend a lot of time in masks, and it's just what a disaster. I think I'm not the first one that's had that line right about here that that goes up from there. But
and those are the videos that took off for me. It's like my top 7 videos all time are the 7 mass videos that I did.
I bought some of those, by the way. I don't know if I ever told you.
I can't remember. I remember you asking me about it. Did anything work for you at all?
No, but not because of the advice you gave. It was more.
I mean, every face is different, and every beard's different. So
it worked great, but like it was really, really tight around my face, and when I went to go take it off, then everything just kind of went.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's something that goes over your head when it comes back over it. When it does give you issues. Yeah.
I mean, when you got a beard,
I spent a bunch of money trying different ones.
Yeah. And when you got a beard like Andy's, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's majestic, and you don't want to. Why would you want to cover that up? Why
do you not want to cover that up?
Exactly.
I don't know. I work from home, so and if I have to, I have a oversized. It's just a bandana, but I like it because it makes me look like I'm a robber. So yeah, nothing. Wild West movies. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the last year must have been a real boon for train robberies, because there's never been a better time to rob a train with a bandana over your face.
Tyson, that's a good question. Andy talks a whole lot. I think I'm nervous on live stream, so I just keep. I'm like a little chatty Cathy here. So.
He is. He is nervous. I'm gonna cut up. He's seen me on other live streams, and he knows how out of hand I can get. But to be honest with you, Pete is so chill and so just zen that it's just kind of all right. I'm thinking, dang, what kind of scent collab can I talk this rascal into? He sounds like he'd be fun to work with.
Hey, what you're not seeing is all of the internal chaos, all the Just the balled up anxiety and everything.
Oh, but see,
Pete and I
that's where
don't
you
have
would
too.
be
I
mistaken.
think Pete and I have pretty similar personalities in a way, at least with the stuff you can see.
You know, Brian is infinitely calmer than I will ever be. I'm envious of his demeanor, but yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's something I'm just working on in life, and I don't know if it's part of getting older or what it is, but yeah, I mean, I try to not be too high strung anymore, but sometimes I fail. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, guys, if you have any more questions, throw them in the chat. Let me know if you ordered. Tell me what you ordered.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for joining. We're going to kind of go around the room here and give our final thoughts. And then we're going to wrap it up so you guys can go watch some beard therapy. Hey, Dagan, good to see you in here, man. Dagan, you need to try out this oil, right? It's just for primarily, at least when it was made, it was designed for gray beards. And it is a super good blend. So it's called Sterling. You can go to the website and try it in all the different scents now. So a brand new scent, which is a cologne scent. And then everything else from Pete, there's available in that same blend.
And again, I mean, I've only the three people that you're seeing in the stream right now, I think, are the only three that have actually put it in beard so far.
I think that's for me.
And
way to go, Disney.
So I don't know. It's not that it's specifically for gray beards. It's mostly what it's for is dry beards. And you know, you probably know that the gray beards by and large are drier than, you know, than other beards, just because life is cruel. But and so it's really designed for dry beards. So I really hope that it helps people. It's made a big difference for me. And I hope that it makes a difference for other people as well.
And please spread the word, guys, when you try it. And let me know. Send me a DM. Tell me I'm crazy. I don't, but I think you're just really going to love
There you go.
this blend.
Now, is that in addition to my already telling you you're crazy every day, or is this just the one? You just want to make it one, or?
Well, you know. So that is Mrs. Yankee there, who I think has gotten into Shopify and made it available unscented as well. So
you can try unscented, guys. So great. And do you have any final words? Final thought?
I do. I am looking forward to going back into stunt beard mode.
I mean, I'm excited that you got excited about this. I'm really excited.
I mean, honestly, I have not had the Jones for a while until I got this in my hand, got it in my beard, and you get over the euphoria. Which, if you are here, you already know that there's a certain amount of anticipation when you know you got beard mail. But oh my God, it's like Christmas morning, which is honestly the only benefit to being an adult that I can see is you get a credit card and you can order shit and they'll send it to you. But it definitely, I definitely want to push this to the limit and see if I can tell after a week that, so I can get up and tell people, yeah, this is no BS. I think you gotta. The only unknown player is the chicory nut as far as how well it'll hold up. The argan and castor, I mean, that's half my, or okay, let's be honest, that's 2/3 of my beard shell, because those are two oils that are known. I mean, the research is there. It's traditional. They work great for African American hair, and they work great for gray beard. So, and that's one of the things that don't undersell the potential for it having that impact on African American hair too, because there is a lot of similarity into as far as what they respond to. Can't tell you why. I don't have the science behind it. I just know that anytime I run into an African American owner, I know it's going to have castor in it, but I'm also pretty sure that it's going to work in my beard too. Yeah. Strange, can't explain it again, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to crashing this bus baby.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, and I watch the same videos probably everybody watches. You know, Bearded Existence and Be the Barber and
B
uh,
dot.
yeah, and yeah, exactly. You know, I'm always on board with anybody who wants to try it. If it works for you, then I'm glad we're doing it because that's what it's all about.
That's
Yeah.
great. And guys, it's been a great night, great release, and I'm excited now to hear that Pete's going to have all of his scents in that the new blend there. So please try it out. Let us know what you think about it. And guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great evening.
Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. And thanks to Dave for the kukui nut oil.
Yeah, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
It's a game changer. So.
All right, let me hit end.